This video is the next video in the algebra set of videos. In particular, this video is focusing on rearranging formulae. Now, there's various names for this topic. It could be called manipulation of formula or finding the subject of the formula. But the most important thing is that you don't get confused about what it's asking for. Anytime it talks about writing the formula in a different form or making something else the subject of the formula, it just means that you're to rearrange the formula to have what they want on the left-hand side and everything else on the right-hand side. As usual, this type of question is best explained by going through an example. The first example we'll look at is example 10.1a. In 10.1a, it says, if x is equal to 5z plus 2y, make y the subject of the formula. To begin, I'm going to write down what it has in the question, which is x is equal to 5z plus 2y. Now, it wants to make y the subject of the formula, meaning it wants to have y on one side and everything else on the other side. So at the end, it should look like y is equal to something else. To do that, I'm going to take y, and 2y in particular, from both sides to get the y on the left-hand side. Next, I'm going to get everything away from the y now. So to begin, I'm going to take x from both sides. When I do that, I'll be left with minus 2y is equal to 5z minus x. Now, we just have the y on the left. However, we do have a minus 2 in front of it. So I'm going to divide both sides by minus 2. When I do that, I'll get that y is equal to 5z minus x over minus 2. Usually, the minus 2 will multiply in and we'll get y is equal to x minus 5z all over 2. Example B is very similar. It says, given that c is equal to a plus 2b all over 3, express b in terms of a and c. Firstly, what this actually means is that it wants b is equal to and everything else. Therefore here, I'm going to multiply both sides by 3 to get rid of the fraction. When I do that, on the left-hand side, I'll end up with 3c. And on the right-hand side, well, we have a plus 2b divided by 3, and all of that is going to be multiplied by 3. Therefore, when we divide by 3 and multiply by 3, it cancels each other out, meaning we're just left with the numerator, which is a plus 2b. We want b is equal to everything else, so I'm going to minus 2b from both sides. Here, I'll be left with 3c minus 2b is equal to a. Next, I want to get the b by itself, so I'm going to minus 3c from both sides. Then I'll be left with minus 2b is equal to a minus 3c. I want what b is then, so I divide both sides by minus 2. And I'll be left with b is equal to a minus 3c over minus 2. However, we can multiply in the negative sign and we'll be left with 3c minus a all over 2. Next, we'll look at c, and on c, it says if x is equal to 7b plus 5 all over b minus 2, make b the subject of the formula. So again, here, we need to make it look like b is equal to everything else. Again, we're dealing with a fraction here, so we need to make sure that we don't have a fraction. To do that, we're going to multiply both sides by the denominator of the fraction, which is b minus 2. On the left-hand side, we'll be left with x, b minus 2 is equal to 7b plus 5, as 7b plus 5 divided by b minus 2 multiplied by b minus 2 will just be 7b plus 5. Multiplying out the bracket, then we've x times b and x times minus 2, meaning we'll get xb minus 2x is equal to 7b plus 5. Next, I want to get all the b's to the left-hand side, so I'm going to minus 7b from both sides. And I'll be left with xb minus 7b minus 2x is equal to 5. I want to get rid of the 2x or bring it over to the other side because I just want all the b terms on the left-hand side. When I do that, I'll be left with xb minus 7b is equal to 5 plus 2x. Next, we need to isolate the b, because at the end we want it to be b is equal to everything else. As you can see from the two terms that are on the left hand side, both of them contain a b. Therefore, we can factorize out a b. So we get b and x minus 7 is equal to 5 plus 2x. Lastly, we just need to get the b by itself. At the moment, the b is multiplied by x minus 7, so we can divide both sides by x minus 7. When I do that, we'll be left with b is equal to 5 plus 2x divided by x minus 7. Now we've made it look like b is equal to everything else, therefore we've made b the subject of the formula. Now that we've gone through these 3 examples, you should be able to attempt any question that asks you to rearrange a formula on your Leaving Cert Maths exam. That brings to the end this video, which is rearranging formulae.